to another episode of Dimitra's Dishes. Today we're making baklava, but a little different version. We're going to make individual spirals. They're going to be crisp and buttery and sticky and sweet and have all the flavor of baklava, except they're going to be individualized and very pretty to serve. You can make them as big or as small as you want. As you will see, we'll go over it once we get started. The holiday season is coming up before we know it, and this is the perfect time to get some practice. Make some of these, call some friends over, have a good time, make some coffee or tea, and make some beautiful memories. Let's get started. So since this is a syrup-based dessert, we're going to start off by making the syrup. In here, I have some granulated sugar. To that, I'm going to add a cup of water. Actually, this is a cup and a half of water. All the measurements are going to be in the description box down below, as well as on the website. And we're going to squeeze some lemon juice in here. You can use lemon juice or orange juice, whatever citrus you like. We're going to bring this to a boil. Once it comes to a boil and the sugar is all dissolved, you want to make sure you stir it really well. Take it off of the heat, add in the honey. We're going to add half a cup of honey. Greek honey is the best, but use whatever you have. And then we're also going to stir in a teaspoon of vanilla extract and set it aside to cool. All right, the syrup is done. Now it's time to make the nut mixture. So I'm using a combination of ground walnuts and ground toasted almonds, but you can use a combination of the two, just one, or even pistachios. You can just grind up some pistachios and use those instead. Now to add some warmth and flavor, ground cinnamon and some ground cloves. You can stir in some orange zest or lemon zest, but I like to keep it really traditional and simple and just mix it up really well so everything is well incorporated. And I like a little extra cinnamon. I'm just going to throw a little bit more in here just because I can't really smell it enough. Mix, 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 and the nut filling is ready. Now I have number 4 phyllo here. This is thawed and at room temperature. You want to leave it in the refrigerator overnight and then take it out and put it on the counter for at least an hour or two before you're ready to use it. That's going to make it really easy to work with. And do not take it out of its packaging until you are ready to work with it. Otherwise, it's going to dry out. And we're going to work with one sheet at a time. So we're going to take one sheet at a time. And if it's breaking like this, don't worry about it. Sometimes it happens, and I'm glad it did, so that way you could see that it's still going to be workable. So I'm going to put one sheet down and drizzle some melted butter. This is unsalted butter that I've melted. And then I'm going to take the nut filling and I'm just going to spread it on the bottom portion. About 2 tablespoons, 2 to 3 tablespoons should be good. And then we're going to roll up. Just like that. And then we're going to twist it inwards to form a spiral. Now, if you want to make the spirals really small, you could cut each one of these rolls in half and do small ones. But if you want to make them bigger, just go all around like that. And I have a baking tray that's lined with parchment paper. I'm just going to transfer it onto my baking tray, and I'm going to keep making these. So we're going to take another sheet. This one's looking a little bit better, less cracked. Now, if you get a sheet that's stuck together, like 2 sheets stuck together, don't try to separate them. Just use it just the way it is. You don't have to fight with the phyllo. And put a few tablespoons of the filling right down the bottom. And then we're just going to roll up again. And if the filling is coming out because of the cracks, just pick it back up and put it in. It's so simple. Once you have it rolled up like that, we're going to form it into a spiral. I'm going to continue forming these baklava spirals. Then I'm going to brush them very liberally with some more melted butter on top. That's going to help them crisp up and become beautiful and golden and buttery and delicious. Then the oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. These are going to bake on the center rack until they're nice and golden and crisp. That's going to take about 40 or 45 minutes. I'll show you what they look like as soon as they come out. The baklava was ready in 35 minutes. It takes between 35 to 45 minutes depending on your oven. Once it's beautifully golden the way it looks right here, then go ahead and pour the syrup on top. You're going to pour all the syrup on top. It's going to look like it's too much, but once it sits, it should sit for about 35 minutes to an hour before you serve it. Then it's going to absorb most of it, and it's going to leave a little bit of syrup on the bottom for serving. Make some Greek coffee and put it on the table. Call some friends over and just enjoy it. This smells amazing. I also did sprinkle some cinnamon on top, and it is time to take a bite. Hear how crunchy it is? It's sweet, it's flaky, it's crispy, and it's so delicious. I have a little sip of Greek coffee. Perfect for washing the sweetness down. The recipe, as always, is on the website, dimitrasdishes.com, as well as in the description box down below. If you want to learn how to make traditional classic baklava, click right over here, and I will see you right over there. Yes, As?